Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Dr. M.K. Biradar, Assistant Professor at Nutan College of Engineering and Research, Pune. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our fourth session FDP speaker, Dr. Amrut Mulay, sir. Mulay, sir is currently working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at SVNIT Surat. Before joining the institute, he completed Ph.D. from NIT Warangal, India. He was one of the few PhD students from NIT Warangal who got selected for the prestigious interview program under the Erasmus Mundus Fellowship, projected fully funded by the European Union. He had carried out part of research work from Warsaw University of Technology, Poland. He has completed postdoctoral research from prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. He has published a good number of papers in reputed journals and conferences. He is associated with many societies and chapters in India as well as out of India. He is working on sponsored research projects funded by SUB, Government of India, and SVNIT Surat. His major research interests are incremental forming, uniaxial and biaxial cruciform stress strain field, digital image correlation, optimization of manufacturing processes, and finite element studies in the manufacturing, etc. With this introduction, I welcome you, sir, to our FDP, and I request you to start your session, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, can you unmute? Can you unmute?
Yes. I hope that now I am audible to everyone. I know that this will be a very late session to all of you. You might have expecting my session on 2 p.m. But unfortunately, I have some classes, so unable to manage at 2 p.m. So I hope that today's class for our session for you people is helpful to you, and you may learn some better skill of research when you implement. So my name is Dr. Amrut. I am currently associated with Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology, Surat, at a capacity of assistant professor. I joined here from 3.5 years, and last 3.5 years I was invited at many of the universities in the India for giving lectures and seminars in different FDPs, workshop, and some different programs sponsored by some ministries or some local engineering colleges programs. And I am very fortunate that today I am here with Nutan College of Engineering, which is in Chakan area near to Talegaon. I'm very happy to be here and part of this development program for you people. I hope that now organizer, please take care. Somebody is asking for invite admission in the session. So now the today's class is basically I give you a overlook of research journey from a non-doctorate to doctorate, and what are the steps you will go through. And I hope that this particular session will help you to understand what exactly one should behave during the PhD, and what are the research tools he or she must need to do to acquire a research degree. Because the research degree is not like a ordinary degree which you get in BTech or MTech, where you go to some exam hall, you write a papers. If you get a qualifying marks, say for example 40 marks out of 100, you will be considered to be pass. But here in PhD, many things are different, and different in the sense one should get a proper publications. Those publications must be accepted. Every publication, it has its own impact factor. Every publication has its impact factor. Every publication has its own reputation. and there are so many index of publications. So many when we I have some PhD students with me, and they really do not know what exactly they should follow, what how they write the paper, and how they will communicate. Am I audible? Please let me know if it is not audible to you. Is it audible, organizers?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Yes. So someone has commented he is not, you are not audible. So please check. Now today's class session is helpful to the young faculty members, researchers, and students for getting a research degree. Now I go to one and all slides, one to one, and practically I want to showcase you the importance of each step in the research. Many um, faculty members and students, they are very much interested, but they do not know how exactly we should move and what path we should follow. So no problem. So today's discussion is not related to for 1 year. From last many years, I am working on the field of research, and it is a gathering of all the thoughts which I learned over the period of 1 decade. Okay. Now I will showcase my slide to you. Just I go to screen share, entire screen. Yes. Now yes. I think this is yes. Now this is you can see. I go to the how we can go for this presentation. So first of all, these are my objectives of the lecture and some topics I would like to cover. Now here my topic is this research journey from Mr. or Mrs. to Doctor. Okay, so he may be male or female, but the doctor is not male or female. So if you want to add this cap of doctor before your name, then you must have to go through the next 1 hour is for you. Attempt to prepare the potential candidates for research mindset, to encourage researchers and students to think about research and understand some of its underlying principle and logic. These lectures aim to encourage researchers, students to think about research as a powerful tool, to think about how to ask questions, to think about how to design the best research possible, and to think about how to evaluate the research done by others. So research consists of all these steps. Initially the Google was the supreme knowledge source. Even you can see now, people are reliable on Google. If you have some, say, home remedies, or say, for example, you want to make the palak paneer, and if you do not know, what you will going to do? You just Google it. How to prepare palak paneer? How to prepare bengan bharta? You just type it, and Google will give you answer. Maybe the answer in terms of video, or in terms of photographs, or in terms of, say, text, right? But now the Google have very limited intelligence, which is overcome by ChatGPT. If you might have gone through the use of ChatGPT, you will understand that how this ChatGPT works. It is all about OpenAI, artificial intelligence. If you ask ChatGPT, who is Mahatma Gandhi? So ChatGPT will give you an answer of a Mahatma Gandhi in the form of paragraph, which is difficult to get in Google. In Google, you will get Wikipedia and you will get plagiarized content. Plagiarism is offense. So if there is a demand, there is a need. There is a need, there is a demand. So it is all related. Now ChatGPT is very popular tool, and therefore now young researchers, students has to make them very competitive to think in all dimensions. Thinking in all dimensions are necessary. You know, we always say out of the box thinking, which is what needed to overcome these AI tools. AI is very popular, and therefore there is a shortage of content writers now. If you want to write an article in a newspaper, ChatGPT will give you a direct article. Just your intelligence to ask the question. If you are interested, I will show you that demonstration to you, but later of the course, because I know the session is of 2 hours. So I will go very, slow speed, and we will give justice to this lecture. And I'm sure that end of the session, you will have some takeaway. You will have some takeaway. You go to your home. Understood? So, and I will ask you some questions also to participant. So then I will come to know that whether you reached this whatever I taught you in the 2 hours. Have you got any benefit or not? That will I need to see that. Okay. So now candidates wanting to go for a research project are often found in the state of dilemma in an attempt to know about entire research process, right from conceiving the delivery to evaluation. Now, the people who want to go into a research, they feel in a dilemma, state of dilemma. I always suggest the students, don't be in a dilemma. Word is open for you. And from starting to a delivery evaluation, writing the papers, everything is depends on your guide also. As per my observation, if student is excellent and guide is non-excellent, he is not interested in research, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. If guide is not interested in research, student is also fake, then 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. If student is good but guide is not good, not interested in research, 0 plus 1 equal to 1. But see the case when guide is very excellent and student is also very good performing, so both will get 1 mark. So 1 plus 1 equal to not 2, but it's 11. So getting a good student to a professor and getting a good guide to a students, this combination is very important. Then one will excel into a research. And research is an ocean. Research is an ocean. Research itself indicates that searching of repetitive searching of a new thing. Research will not end always. Now next, research problems is the heart of research process. It is the topic of research. In other words, it is defining a destination before beginning a journey. You see, in other words, it is defining a destination before beginning the journey. If you will be in Pune and you want to go to Mumbai, you will not go to Ahmednagar. You will go to Lonavala. So I want to say that you first have a good proposal in your mind before you start your research journey. And everyone should ask the question, what you will do, how you will do, what you may achieve. So you will have tentative questions, tentative plan with you, that then this question, what, how, when, why, where, how, when. You ask this question to yourself to get probable answers from you. So defining the research problem. So research problems defining is not very easy. You have to go through literatures. I will come to that point, how to carry out the literature review, because it's a very important step in defining the problem. Next, research design is considered as a blueprint for research. You should have a blueprint of your research before with you. It refers to the overall strategy chosen for integrating the different components of the study in coherent and logical way in others in order to effectively address the research problem. You should have complete plan of how you carry out the research in particular area. Understood? And what are the skills needed? For example, you want to have simulation of some manufacturing process. What exactly needed? So do you need material properties? What kind of tools needed? What kind of sheet? What is the material of the sheet? Or what is the material of the component? What material? How much thickness? How much is the width? What are the different types of fixture? What are the different response you measure it? So you should have complete plan from the day one, or say for example step one to last step. Say for example you plan a trip to say Andaman with your family. What you plan? You plan that, okay, let us check flight tickets. First you start with flight tickets. What you will going to do? You will check flight ticket from say Pune to Port Blair. Okay, so flight ticket is 14,000. Then what you will going to do? Okay, let us check with Mumbai. You go to Mumbai, and then Mumbai you will fly to Andaman, Port Blair, and price is say 10,000. So what your mind says? Okay, now if I catch the flight from Bombay, I will save 4,000 rupees. And what is the cost of travel from Pune to Bombay? 1,000 maximum. If you go by luxury car also, then you will save 3,000 rupees. So you plan something, you have a strategy in mind to go to Andaman. Then you will you make shopping on a Flipkart or Amazon, or you book some hotels. If you're vegetarian, you prefer the vegetarian hotels, pure vegetarian. So you have a complete plan of your travel. You need to go to any preferred destination of your choice. Similarly, when you go for a research, you should have a complete plan called blueprint of your research. What are you going to do? Why, when, how, everything. If you have this blueprint, research is very easy. Understood? Go to next step. Hypothesis of research is a clear statement of what intended to be investigated. It should be specified before research is conducted and openly stated in reporting the results. This allows to identify the research objectives, identify the key abstract concept involved in the research, identify the relationship to both the problem statement and the literature review. So last sentence is very important. Identify its relationship to both the problem statement and literature review. So what is the need of a research is very important. The need of a research is your problem statement. So identification of problem statement is very important. So when you submit any paper, the common comment is there is no novelty. Why this type of comment receives? from reviewers, the major reason is you not declared identification of gap properly. So research is all about justification of your problem. What is the need of the research? See, a simple example I would like to give you. I won't declare the name of a person, but I have attended one particular session in IIT Madras in July 2022, and one of the guy, he was working on friction stir welding. So he has some plates, 2 plates, and he do friction stir welding. And there is one small problem that where the friction stir welding starts, there will be a small hole. That is not through hole. This is on surface, some depth. So it has some hole. And he has identified that this hole is a problem. So his research was what strategy should I do so that this hole should not be should not appear. This is his problem statement. Then one of the expert from the panel, he asked the question, can't you cut the plate so that hole get removed? Okay, it's a small hole. You can cut the plate. So many things you must have the proper statement of your research. But what I'm seeing is unnecessary people are creating the problem. As such, there is no problem. But creating the problem and solving that problem, it is not good. So you first identify the research problem, and if you solve some problems which is unaddressed, you will get good recognition, you will get good citation, and there is a lot of good ideas for startup. You may get degree if you create some problem and solve this problem which has no use. So see, for example, if you go to Gwalior railway station, there are some robots. The robots, what they will do? Cleaning of the railway station. Cleaning of railway station, and these robots will work on cleaning of so many. For example, you will get parcels from Flipkart, Amazons. So there are some flying robots which give a delivery to every apartment. So for example, you will be living in Pune, so you will get home delivery from some individual. But imagine after say few years, some aerial robot will come to your terrace and he will deliver your parcel. Work on such exciting problems. So that's why I tell you, if your problem is very exciting, you will get more recognition. Finding out the research problems, itself 50% of your research is done. Finding out the research problem. Go to next. So research is defined as the creation of new knowledge, the use of existing knowledge in a new and creative way as to generate new concept, methodologies, understanding. This could include synthesis and analysis of the previous research to the extent that is leads to new and creative outcome. So research is something, creation of new knowledge. So Newton's law, force is equal to mass into acceleration. And law of gravity, G is equal to 9.81 meter per second square. It is a new addition of a knowledge. Something is not exist. Something is not available in a previous literature, and you add something into it. So you basically increasing the knowledge base of any research problem. This is the new generation of knowledge. Say, I'm working on some forming, which is called incremental forming. So we are using that incremental forming in cranial implants. We have checked some papers, except 1 or 2 papers worldwide, we did not see any much research. And now students are working on cranial implants, knee implants. There is a drastic reduction of cost. And to be frank, I would like to tell you very clearly and openly that if your problem statement is such a way that which reduce the cost, which reduce the um, you know some cost saving measures, then you will get very good citation in the research, because it's a sustainable way. And now the next era will be all about sustainability. Understood? Now you can see any tea shop, you will go, you won't see now these glasses, these ceramic glasses, you won't see that, or glass. Now you will have use and throw glasses because it's sustainable, it's not very expensive, and people like it. Understood? So the next era or next 20 to 30 years, we will all about sustainability. Minimum quantity lubrication. Have you heard of this? MQL. Any machining process will uses a minimum lubricant, saves the energy, saves the environment, will be sustainable. So you will find many journals which are focusing on sustainable manufacturing. Understood? Mindset is generally defined as a mental attitude or particular way of thinking. So one should have a very positive mental attitude and way of thinking to see at any research problem. Proper mindset for doing research is very crucial because it is must for successful goal pursuit, as it helps in the accomplishment of 4 tasks: choosing a potential goal, planning and implementing the chosen goal, acting on the chosen goal, evaluating the results. And these are the important steps: evaluating the results. Once you get some result, you evaluate those results. Why it is so? Say many, I seen some papers even submitted from my students, and especially BTech students. In their thesis, they just mention about results. There is no discussion. And I tell my students at very first day, when you write any research article, begin with writing of the discussion, result and discussion. Don't write conclusion, don't write introduction, methodology. You write this letter. First start with writing of the result and discussion, because result and discussion is a very important step of any research. And see the result in all dimensions, and elaborate your discussion. See the background. I will show you how we can go through all these steps. This is just a theory class, but I plan my lecture in such a way that I will showcase you each and every step possible within a plan of 2 hours. And I will like to tell you, I have not prepared for a single minute for this class. Not prepared a single minute for this class. So just I reached my cabin 3:50 and started this class session. So, but I will showcase you everything which which will be needed to you for your research. So next. How is doing research different from doing a degree or a post-graduation or any other course? I think the answer of this question I already given to you. In post-graduation or graduation, you will be going for exam hall. You have to write a paper. You have to pass the papers. Once you pass the paper, you will get degree and you will be convocated at the day of convocation. But research is something, it's not like that. On one problem, two or 5 students are working. So in a research degree, you will have a single problem. And many of the faculty members from University of Pune, University of Hyderabad, many university, South Gujarat University, University of Rajasthan. I seen many faculty members are publishing reputed papers, journals, and conferences. Those are really interested from university people are excellent in research. Institute has role because you may face some facilities, research facilities, but some of the faculty members I know personally from University of Pune, they are working very hard. Although it depends on their infrastructure, but yeah, they are writing good papers. Okay, so research is different from teaching other degrees. You have to spend a lot of time, and stable mindset is very necessary. Therefore, I used to come night, after say 10 p.m. night, I used to come into the laboratory to write the research paper. And there is always, conflict between my family members and me. Why you are going at night times to the laboratory? So you have to manage the family also. So these type of questions may come, but you have to focus on research. Then there should be peace of mind, because it's all about thinking. So you select the time which is suitable to you, because writing a one paper requires a lot of time. Understood? And it is entirely different from teaching other degrees. It's a self-problem, self-driven. It's a self-driven. It needs motivation from yourself. I will again come to a point. What will happen if you have a lot of research degrees? So what are the research degrees? First research degree, PhD. The PhD is the highest degree in our country, but it is not the highest degree in the world. My professor from Poland, Professor Kochenda, he had a DSc. So one day I asked him, "So what is DSc?" He said, "Another PhD after PhD." So it's a DSc is the highest degree in many universities. So research degree is PhD is not the highest, but there is a highest DSc degree. And this DSc degree, in our India also some of the universities are giving this DSc degree. I will give you an example. IIT Banaras Hindu University offer DSc degree. So research is, people do research for intensive research for 50 years, 60 years. So there is no age limit for research. Okay. Next. Yeah. So master degree essentially relates to information in depth knowledge in a particular subject. On the other hand, PhD is research oriented and more insightful. And I always strongly suggest that every PhD student should begin with the startup, because Indian government, even Maharashtra government and Gujarat government. See, I am here in Gujarat, so I know better in Gujarat facilities of. So we have Guj Coast. So Guj Coast is nothing but DST for Gujarat. They give funding for startup. Maharashtra also they give for funding for startup. And funding is huge funding, 50 lakhs rupees. So there is no funding problem if you have a right idea in your PhD. Every PhD problem can be converted into a startup, but it needs a lot of attention from the supervisor side and lot of attention from student side. Okay. The kind of knowledge sought by a researcher or a person for a PhD is different. It is a unique degree or the process. It is not focused on acquiring more knowledge. I interacted with Professor Ram Gopal Rao, former director of IIT Delhi. We had a convocation at Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology yesterday, and he advised to BTech student that if possible, if your situation adjust, your family situation adjust, again financial, your social, if it is good, then go for PhD, because higher degree will always give you a more more insights about the research, and you will grow more, you will have more moral values in a research. And therefore I say PhD is not about the technical enhancement, but it is the enhancement in the personality. PhD gives a management lessons, how to use time, how to use manpower, how to use machine, how to save the energy. So it gives all the thought process will be highly trained in PhD. If it is goes in a full-time way, or if it is fully trained manner, if you do PhD, then you will be highly trained individual after getting your doctorate. Therefore, supervised PhD and unsupervised PhD are two different things. So if situation agrees, one can go for supervised PhD, and that is called full-time PhD. In the steps in the PhD, and if research problems are one step of PhD, finding a research problem, finding out the proposal. Understood? I will come to one by one. I will even demonstrate you all the things whatever I'm discussing with you now. Now next, PhD is the outcome of exploring or finding something new in the field or area or subject that one passionate about. Say for example, person A is passionate about robotics. Not necessary another person is passionate about aerodynamics. Third person, he may be interested in advanced manufacturing. Or any person, he may be very interested in botany. आपको पता है, मैं अभी हिंदी में भी बात करूंगा. There are very psychological research भी होता है. आपको पता है भारत का एक महान आदमी जिसने रिसर्च ये किया कि 2 प्लांट खरीदे उसने. दो प्लांट, मतलब होम में, घर में हम रखते हैं ना प्लांट को, वो प्लांट खरीदे. एक प्लांट उसने एक गैलरी में रखा, दूसरा प्लांट दूसरे गैलरी में जाके रख दिया. प्लांट सेम है, एक ही जगह से प्लांट लेके आए हैं. और वो सुबह क्या करते थे, एक प्लांट दोनों सनलाइट के पास ही रखा ताकि दोनों को इक्वल सनलाइट मिले. उनको पानी देता था डेली, लेकिन एक प्लांट के यहां जाके उसको गाने सुनाता था. मतलब गाने सुनाएगा, जोक सुनाएगा. तो वो क्या करता था, वो प्लांट को हैप्पी रखने की कोशिश करता था. एक प्लांट को दूसरे प्लांट के पास जाएगा और बहुत बुरी बुरी गालियां देगा, और वो प्लांट को टोकेगा. कुछ दिनों बाद उनको ऐसा पता चला कि जो प्लांट के सामने जाके वो गाने बोल रहे थे, जोक सुना रहे थे, वो प्लांट की ग्रोथ बहुत अच्छी हुई. और जिस प्लांट पे जाके वो गुस्सा दे रहे थे, गालियां दे रहे थे, अनाप शराब बातें कर रहे थे, वो जो प्लांट है वो सूखने लगा. तो सी हाउ इंटरेस्टेड द टॉपिक इज, how interested the topic is. And you will have lot of tools, and now the modern era you have lot of tools. Say for example, I still remember 5 years back, one student from Maharashtra, he had BTech in NIT Warangal, and उसने क्या काम किया था, he has published his conference paper in Venice in Italy. You know what he had, the research about crime identification. He has data from police. Say for example तेलंगाना पुलिस से उसने डेटा ले लिया. अब से फॉर एग्जांपल कोई क्राइम हुआ है, कोई जगह पे डकैती हुई है, तो कितने लोग थे, उन्होंने क्या पहना था, उनकी बियर थी या नहीं, उन्होंने माथे पे कुछ लगाया था, उनका स्पेक्स था या नहीं, ये कुछ चीजें नोट की थी एक्सेल शीट में. एंड वो एक्सेल शीट बहुत लंबा बनाया था तेलंगाना पुलिस ने. अभी कोई न्यू चोरी होती है तो न्यूरल नेटवर्क डीप लर्निंग के थ्रू पता चल जाएगा कि कौन सा ग्रुप है ये ग्रुप में से कि जिन्होंने चोरी की होगी. से फॉर एग्जांपल ये जो आईज होती है, द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द 2 आईज विच विल नॉट चेंज. सो the use of neural network, use of data science tools are very popular nowadays, which are called modern research tools. So world is open for you to use many modern research tools. For example, Python programming to compute something, predicting the results. Maybe the result is qualitative or quantitative, does not matter. And now the tools are there for finding out the results which are qualitative also. So research is very exciting. So see the last one, creating new knowledge, showcasing one's competence, becoming a competent researcher who can conduct independent research in his or her chosen area. You please find your area, which particular area you are interested in, and start finding the professor in the area. Okay, just a moment. Hello, I will talk. C48. Okay. So now we go to the next slide. Roadmap ready for research. When the path which leads to desired destination is not known, there is always the risk of getting lost, going astray, wasting time and energy. I told you very clearly, if you want to go to Mumbai, go to the road which goes to Lonavala. Don't go to Ahmednagar. A road map help in overcoming such hurdles as it gives clear guidance and direction. True efforts and courage are not enough. They are meaningless without purpose and directions. If you want to enter the research field, you should know the purpose of your research and direction to reach it. Identify the purpose first, for it tells you where to start, which way to go, how to move along and reach the destinations. So these questions, you will understand the answer of these questions when you interact with your supervisor, research supervisor. Create an environment for research. Environment has undisputable influence on a person and the way he or she behaves and functions. If you work in a nice environment, your vision and effectiveness increases. See, you know that human is a social animal. How you behave, it depends on how is your environment. How is your environment? It all depends. Therefore, find a good people which matches to your profile, or find the good environment. Therefore, I strongly suggest you that people are going for reputed institutions in order to go for good environment. QS ranking is a reputed ranking which gives you a ranking of a universities across the world, even Shanghai ranking, and they will give the ranking for the department. Say, for example, University of Purdue is good at, say, for example, social sciences. Not necessary it is good at engineering. So every university, they have their own, they have their own departments which are reputed departments, and some create a conductive environment for your research. It is very simple. Go to a library, attend a lot of programs in research, which will give you a lot of insights on the current happenings. Go to the Google Scholar. Yeah, go to a Google Scholar. Google is a good source for assessing updated information for every nook and corner of the world. Go to a Google Scholar. Google Scholar is very platform, so which gives you a list of publications, and which also gives you list of citations, how many citations you received for a particular paper, which is a Google Scholar, which is like, it's a very wonderful site. I say that it is a Facebook of any researcher, Google Scholar. If you don't have an account on Google Scholar, please create an account on Google Scholar. You have to create your own environment, build your own library in your house, build your own references, networking with your researcher, etc. I would like to tell you, I got very excellent I'm very positive about this networking with your researcher, and networking is highly important. Yeah, say one week before, I wrote a proposal to DRDO for 50 lakhs, and there was one condition: you must have one collaboration from DRDO labs. And last date of submission of the proposal was 10th February, and till 10th February morning, I do not have any collaboration with any DRDO lab. So I was very frustrated, and I not slept well also. If I don't find any reference from DRDO lab, I will not able to submit my proposal. But early morning, I searched on internet, and I found one person from DRDO laboratory. I just made a phone call: sir, so and so proposal I have written, and I want to put your name. Will it be okay? This is the proposal, and this is the title of the proposal, and these are the plans. These are my plans which I want to go through. Within 5 minutes of call, he said me that, sir, you can add my name for collaboration. I'm ready. So it's like if you go to some garden, and if you ask someone, please take my photo, nobody will say no, right? You might have experienced this. So similarly, if you go for networking of your people, likely minded, your peers, majority times no one will say no. People are ready to collaborate. And therefore, make your own network. Say, I'm writing one book proposal for one CRC press, which is Taylor and Francis. And I asked Professor Swadesh Singh from Victoria University, Australia, sir, I'm writing a proposal. Are you ready? This is my proposal. Within 1 hour, he sent me an email: Amrut, I'm ready. You please go through your proposal. So my experience is very excellent. People are ready to collaborate. And so if you are good networking ability, you will be a good researcher. To do research, you must have an eagle eye. Don't take straight away eagle eye, but it's eagle. He has very strong eyesight. So you should have strong eyesights. Say, for example, any research, they have used coconut oil as a lubricant. You must know which research they have used coconut oil as a lubricant. So you should have eagle eye. So you have to go through literature very carefully and note down each and every point. So observe and pay attention towards detail. Don't be content with what you know. Develop the urge and search to know more and more. Develop passion to learn further and further. Obsessive attention for details is the preliminary prerequisite for researcher. Paper and pen below pillow. What does it mean? आप जब सोते हो, तब आप एक पेपर और एक पेन हमेशा आपके साथ रखिए. बिकॉज समटाइम्स आपके दिमाग में क्या आइडिया आएगा आपको भी पता नहीं होगा. तो वो क्या होता है, दीज आर वेरी होलाटाइल आइडियाज. इट विल कम एंड गो. सो ऑलवेज a successful researcher should have a habit of having paper and pen below the pillow. When something idea comes to your mind, please note down it so that you can think in detail when you are free. But many times what happens, the idea comes to your mind, but it will go away since you not recorded that idea on a piece of paper. New ideas, thoughts, and insights are beyond time, place, and situation. So आपको कब आइडिया आएगा, कौन से टाइम पे आएगा, कहाँ आएगा, कौन से सिचुएशन में आएगा, आपको पता नहीं. But sometimes you will get very exciting idea. Therefore, you must be ever ready to capture them. When you have set out on your research journey, your research guide plays a pivotal role. If you want admission to Ph.D, you have to first get a competent research guide in the university or institute of your choice. But one thing I would like to add, this is my experience, or this is my observation. You you have to find a good reputed professor of the university. That is one thing. And second thing, see the professor is a good human being. Many times, some faculty members may torture to the PhD student since he is not performing. That is not good. You don't have to. So, if some professors will torture the students, insult, that is not improvement. I can say, okay, constructive criticism is always supportive, but therefore you have to see a good professor from university, and he is a good human being also. Okay, he will shape your career. He will shape your career. I have seen some excellent faculty members in my career. I have seen they shape your career like anything. Once you get your PhD, I have one student which is from Nagpur. I told him that he came from some university for PhD in the QIP program, QIP Quality Improvement Program. I told him very clearly that you entered into a PhD, you do something better where you come from. So my agenda is always, many research, many professors will make their student career very good, and any teacher will be very happy if his student will excel in his career. So getting a good guide is, or getting a good guru is very important, and it again depends on your luck, your efforts, and blah blah, many things are there, so you may think of. So research guide, when you set up of your research journey, your research guide plays a pivotal role. If you want to admission to PhD, you have first get a competent research guide in the university or institute of your choice. Sometimes to get a PhD, you must have to write an email to a professor, and whether a professor will reply you or not, it depends on how you have written an email. Your email should be a replica of your personality. Write a very quality email and concise email. Don't overwrite. Maybe a 4 to 5 lines, 6 lines, 10 lines is okay. Don't like a 2 pages of email to any professor. So write a concise email to a professor seeking research guidance in the university within India or outside world. You will be accepted. Research guide is very important because he guides you, he buys your research thoughts, he gives you direction on what do and what not to do. He will, that's what I said, he will shape your career. And professors even recommend you for some universities for position, industries. Professor will offer you some good jobs. Professor will recommend you for postdoctoral studies. He helps you in planning and coordinating your resource and time. A research proposal is intended to convince others that you have worthwhile research project and that you have competent and the work plan to complete it. One thing I would like to tell you, many PhD admissions, or many of wherever you apply for your research, even if you are university, a university scheme, in University of Pune there is a BCUD, or say many universities. For example, if I am not wrong, BCUD one scheme is for University of Pune. BATU have also some scheme, might have some schemes. Even they will ask you for research proposal. So research proposal should be convincing research proposal. And one key finding is, when you have a research proposal, you should have some research publication based on your research proposal. Something background you must be there. You have earned something and you want to propose something, then the chances of getting sanctioning of the proposal is very high. And one must have to add the work plan. What is your work plan? How to complete it? For example, it's a 2 years of research. How you will complete it? What is first 3 months, next 3 months, next 3 months, next 3 months? What is the plan of your research? That is important. Generally, a research proposal should contain all the key elements involved in the research process and include sufficient information for the reader committee to evaluate the proposed study. Research proposal should contain all the key elements involved in the research process and include sufficient information for reader committee to evaluate the proposed study. Understood? Common mistake in PhD thesis writing. Don't take it as a thesis writing, but any writing, some common mistakes. Not provided proper context to frame the research question or hypothesis. See, context is very important. Context is very important. When you are writing something on your research, say for example, research writing, it should have some flow. It should have some flow. For example, if any activity you will do, it has some flow. For example, if you are checking microstructure, of a material, so what will be the flow? The materials are cut from the sheet, then polishing has been done, with which quality of papers you have done polishing, then how you have done polishing, then how you do etching, what is the etchant, and then at what magnification you have done microstructure, you have checked the microstructure. So step by step procedure is there, and there should be some context, and you should have flow. I give you a real time example. You go to see some stories, or say you go to movie theater, and in the movie theater, some movies you don't like because you say that there is no as such story to the movie. It is a waste of money. So what happens? There is no any flow given to a movie. So the movie become flop. Therefore, your writing should have some proper flow. For example, you use some words. What are the words you will use? Say first word. You can use in addition. If you want to add something, you can use in addition. Furthermore, moreover, whereas, while, however. So you use these words in order to have a flow of text. आपका फ्लो होना चाहिए टेक्स्ट के लिए, इसलिए आप इंग्लिश में ये जो वर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं ना, यू यूज एंड, बट, moreover, however, in addition, furthermore, while. If you have two contradictory idea, ये भी हो रहा है और वो भी हो रहा है, so you can write this while this, these two different idea you join together. So in a research writing, you must have to good knowledge about English, because many research paper we are writing English language. So English grammar, framing the sentence is highly important. Failing to delimit the boundary condition for your research. Failing to delimit the boundary condition. Not citing landmark studies. So this is the common mistake in the research writing. The third is not citing the landmark studies. First thing I would like to tell you, whenever you write something in a research paper or research writing, wherever necessary, you have to cite. Citing is very important. Citing means you are giving importance to his work and you are citing. For example, if you want to cite a figure, then you give a citation to particular figure or particular table or a text. And it is better if you take the permission. How to take the permission from journal, that I will show you. Do not invent the wheel. There are a lot of landmarks and critical research done in the field which you are working on. Read a lot of books, magazines, and periodicals. Seek guidance from your guide. Go to library, refer other dissertation and materials. Surf various search engines available on the internet. Scan for information with care. Okay. Therefore, I say you that you should have to cite it. And how to cite that I will show you. How to take permission, that all these things I will demonstrate you. Okay. It is so that you will understand that something is take away from the class or the session. Insufficient and inaccurate presentation of the theoretical and empirical contributions made by other researchers. Voluminous research has already been done in every field on this planet. Hence, you should not fail to incorporate their reference. In case of your topic is based on it or refers to it somewhere or the other, acknowledging them some source of reference enhance your own credibility. Acknowledgement. So, for example, if some researcher go to Indo-German tool room Aurangabad and he performs some studies, experimental work, then in the acknowledgement, last section of acknowledgement, you can write the author would like to acknowledge Indo-German tool room Aurangabad for experimental setup provided and quality test performed. So you have to acknowledge. If you want to acknowledge some person, you can acknowledge Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. We would like to thank for availing the facility for friction stir building, or availing the facility for each ends. So you have to acknowledge it. So acknowledgement is very essential. So acknowledging a very good quality of a good researcher. So acknowledging the research is important along with citations. Plagiarism. So some of the participant may know about plagiarism, but I will even demonstrate you how to check the plagiarism. Plagiarism is nothing but duplicate content. Duplicate content. When you copy some content from websites or research papers or periodicals, magazines, it will be often plagiarized content. And plagiarism is a crime. Plagiarism is a crime, and which is highly, there is people will not agree if you use plagiarized content. Therefore, many journals have their strong policies against plagiarism. But generally, 15% of plagiarism content is allowed, because unintentionally some content will automatically come into plagiarism. Therefore, 15% on an average is considerable, and therefore plagiarism tools are very essential. One plagiarism tool is Turnitin. I will demonstrate how the Turnitin works. How the Turnitin works. So Turnitin gives you how much is the plagiarism content in your text. What is wrong is not complying with the ethical principle, acknowledging the source from where it has been borrowed, the original text. Therefore, own writing is essential. And I have seen some, now new AI tools, for example, ChatGPT. They also, highly unplagiarized content. So it is really a challenge to journals also to identify whether it is written by AI tool or it is written by any individual. Because if you go to ChatGPT, it is highly difficult to understand that some text is written by ChatGPT or it is written by a individual. So it is really a big challenge for the researchers and true researchers, and it is challenging for journals also, journal editors, to take decision about. So the plagiarism is a crime, and one should think plagiarism very seriously. Incorrect reference and presentation style of references, lacking being focused on the research question, inability to develop a coherent and persuasive argument for the proposed research. Why this research? Why this topic? Why this area of research? What is the convincing enough? All these things. So, you should always, if you are incorrect references, your thesis or research writing will not be accepted. Lacking being focused and all. Your research thesis should be written like a story. That's what I said. Your research, it should be like a story. Any story. If you read any story, so it has some flow. Writing has some flow. So your research writing should not be bore the readers. आप जब कोई भी स्टोरी लिखते हो तो आप स्टोरी कैसी होनी चाहिए आपके हिसाब से? इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी होनी चाहिए। तो इंटरेस्टिंग कब बनेगी स्टोरी? जब उसमें कुछ फ्लो होगा। तो whenever research writing, it should be written such a way that if any layman can read, he will also understand, he or she will also understand what is being written. Inappropriate length of the research thesis. Inappropriate. Research thesis or research paper should be of size. If it is a review paper, okay, size may be large, not a problem. But very short size, very short size, and very lengthy paper is not recommended. So always think about length of the paper or length of the thesis. So every university, it has own standards, and it has own rules. Say for example, Babasaheb Ambedkar Technical University, it has some rules for submitting the thesis. University Pune, Mumbai, Banaras Hindu University, or any university in the country, it has some own rules. Follow those rules. Don't argue. Don't argue. So here it is written, if you are planning your doctorate degree from Pune University, then follow their format and style. आप ऐसा मत बोलो कि University of Oxford has these rules and University of Pune has these rules. Don't say like that. Whatever rules are there, just follow it. Because Western world has different rule. Every country has different rules. So rules you follow which your university permits. If the same way another university too could emphasize on their own pattern, you have to follow the rules. जो भी rule है, that you have to use it. Sloppy writing, use the right word to convey the right meaning. Selecting the word in writing research proposal in writing. You have to develop the vocabulary, the research vocabulary. You cannot use general words. General words, I want to give you example. Many students writing, see, they are right. We went to a lab. We started the button. The machine got start. The machine was started, and we prepared the sample. If your words are like that, we started this. It's not good. Even some students who use so. The result is decreasing, so we have selected this parameter. You don't have to use so, our. Wherever you write, you can write like this. The authors have performed preliminary experiments, and it is found that these are the parameters are considered in the research. So scientific wording is very essential. Scientific writing is very important. Don't use so, use hence, use therefore, use scientific word. Scientific vocabulary is different than the regular vocabulary which you use in day-to-day life of English. You cannot use general words. You cannot use general words. The people who are going to read, interpret your research proposal or your entire thesis are different people. Okay, so you have to write in such a way that someone is reading outside your area. So if you are writing some book, the people from outside the world will be reading. So people from Argentina, Brazil, US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand. So many, you will have a lot of readers from different community, different region, different continents. So your writing should be in such a way that it is readable to everyone. Understood? Identifying research problem. Ability to identify research problem. This is one of the most important abilities for a researcher. This ability requires having good knowledge of the recent developments in the area and the ability to create bigger picture. Also, he or she should be able to see the missing element or gap, how their different work would be benefiting. Formulating a problem properly is half of the research done. As I said, in the research, if you formulate a research problem, 50% is work done, or your chances of winning the battle is very high. A well-defined or formulated problem is the worth being half of the battle. Literature review can be a good input to deliberate on identifying the research problem. You should have very good literature review, and therefore you can write the literature review as a research paper or a review paper. You can submit to a journal if you have a good research, reviewing skill with you. Literature review. So literature review serves very important step. Insurance that you are not reinventing the wheel. Again, I am focusing on this reinventing the wheel. Already wheel is invented. Wheel, which is a circular wheel invented by human being a long back. So ensure that you are not reinventing the wheel. It is that don't repeat the research. Find the research question is such a way that you are not reinventing the wheel. Gives credit to those who have laid the groundworks for your research. Always gives the credit. How you will give the credit? Take the permissions to use table, figure, or text. Reflect your knowledge of research problem. Demonstrate your understanding of the theoretical and research issue related to research questioning. Understood? Shows your ability to critically evaluate relevant literature information. Indicate your ability to integrate and synthesize the existing literature. Provides new theoretical insights or develop a new model as a conceptual framework for your research. Convinces your reader that your proposed research will make significant and substantial contribution to the literature. So this is very important. Substantial contribution to a literature. That is, resolving an important theoretical issues or filling the major gap in the literature. So this is important step in the research. Gap in the literature. Even in thesis, you have to use one bullet point after your literature. What is the gap in research? I will show you my PhD thesis where I have distinctly shown the gap in the research. After gap in the research, you have to showcase that objective of your research. Every gap in the research cannot be objective. Say, for example, there are 10 gaps in your research literature. 10 gaps. But out of 10 gaps, 4 or 5 may be your objectives. And the remaining 4 or 5 will be your future scope. Understood? So literature review, it consists of a critical thinking and skimming. Your goal is reviewing the existing literature is to understand the range of theories and the range of empirical finding on your topic. PhD research, a 10-step process. Formulation of research problem. Source of research idea include individual experience, research finding, etc. So you should have experience that how much in depth you read this particular content. Criteria depend upon supervision, data availability, library feasibility, statement of problem, need for study. So formulation of research problem is very important, but formulation of research problem will always be takes place after the literature review. Survey of literature, analytical review of previous study, journal, conferences, book, reports, and abstract. Journal, conferences you can read from many websites. For example, different publisher website, Sales publication, Vidya publication, Taylor and Francis publication, Springer, Nature, elsewhere, books, Springer books are there, CRC Press. So reports, abstracts. Abstract you can read only in Web of Science. So this is the different sources for literature. Concept framework, process of giving clear and precise meaning of accepted definition to the concept. Review of literature, expert and practitioner opinion. This is very important step. Many researcher won't use this step. Review of literature, expert and practitioner's opinion. Many times I receive an email from different PhD students, majorly from North India, IIT Delhi, then JNU, Aligarh Muslim University. I'm receiving email, sir, please fill the Google form. So if I click the Google form, they will ask so many questions, and based on our response, it is their research. So many people will take the opinion of experts for their research. So, for example, we sent an email to 500 people, 400 people have responded. Based on that, they will make this different, they use data science, they process that data and they formulate some charts. So, what people think, it's just like it's like an election, right? It's like opinion poll. It's similar to opinion poll. So, this is also a very good idea of taking opinion from other people or opinion from the peers. Formulating the research question. The research question should be very clear and defining. Okay. Avoid confusion with the question that may appear in a later stage. So the question should be very clear. There must not be any confusion within the question. Okay. The specific preposition, those are subject to investigation. For each research issue, a corresponding objective can be formed. For each research issue, one objective for one research issue should be formed. Transformation of objective into a research hypothesis. Proposition which can be put to test its validity. In its absence, it's remain to be seen what the researcher is going to prove or disprove. In empirical studies, statistical method for testing hypothesis. In analytical study, particular argument or thesis is pursued. Not very relevant to you. Yeah, this is not relevant. Data, yes. Yeah, so this is data requirement and data source, different types of data, tools for data collection, scaling techniques, time plan, index construction. So now analysis, there are different techniques. So you have statistical analysis, statistical techniques. So it has its own softwares. So statistical techniques, so you can use for statistical technique, you can use Excel or Statistica, Mathematica, Design Expert, Minitab. Some mini tools are available. So you must have the knowledge of statistical tools to be used in research. Many of the research is nothing but beauty of handling the data. If you are good at handling the data, you will be a good successful successful researcher in any field which is working on data. So the data handling is very important. So statistical technique you must know if your research problem is in those direction. Yes, and one important step in research, which declaration of limitation of study. What is the limitation of study? That you have to clearly mention in the conclusion. A conclusion, or say, for example, after your result and discussion, you may give the limitation of work. So, for example, if your limitation of work, say, for example, your CNC machine has table capacity of 300 mm in X direction, you can write in the present experiment, the table transverse motion, transverse displacement is limited to 300 mm only. However, the study can be extended if the travel displacement is more than 300 mm. So it is a very good impression goes to a reviewer that the author has declared the limitation of the study. So many people or many researchers are not expressing the limitation, which is not good. Standard guidelines for planning thesis. So these are the different guidelines. So this you must remember. If you write any report for your PhD or not your PhD, you have introductory, literature review, then methodology, main body, implication and conclusion, annexure. So for example, if you have a table, if you have a table is very big size. See, many cases you might have observed that table is of 2 pages table or full 1 page table. If it is really necessary in the text, you keep it. But if it is very big table or oversized table, better to keep it in annexure. And next is bibliography. Bibliography is nothing but references. There are some good resources. I will tell you what are the bibliography tools available. Evaluation. Once you have written all these thesis for your PhD, then कैसे उसका evaluation कैसे होता है वो हम देखेंगे. See, if you submit to your thesis to any university, University of Pune or any university, the thesis will have this kind of table. So your dean will send this thesis to the reviewer, and reviewer will give this kind of remark. So, for example, in your thesis there is introduction, methods, and results. If your thesis is accepted, then clear description of the subject matter puts into context current literature. It means that it is accepted. When it is accepted, when this condition satisfies, clear description of subject matter. Okay. When it is borderline means need changes. Need changes. Subject matter poorly described, too long or too short. Then it is if reviewer feel that the subject matter is poorly described, too long or too short, then it will give borderline. Unacceptable, inadequately referenced, shows no understanding of current literature or project design. If it is comment in falls in this category, then your introduction part will be unacceptable. Similarly, your methods part and result part. For example, result part. When result is accepted, clear description of the principal results, then it is accepted. If it is not, then you need improvement. If it is too bad, then he or she gives the remark that the results are unacceptable. Understood? Similarly, discussion, references, and diagrams, graphics, etc. Table 3. Use of English. When use of English is accepted, when clear, appropriate use of English, properly spell checked, occasional typo unacceptable. Typo errors. You know typo errors? A very small errors, which is called typo error. Typing mistakes, that is called typo error. Then acceptable. Small, occasional, means once in a while it is there, then it is acceptable. Next. So now the university will send the thesis to the examiner, and examiner will tick one of the box. Say A, the thesis is accepted. The thesis is accepted. B, the thesis can be accepted after clarification of the minor point listed in the report at the time of viva host. What he will say? वो बोले रिव्यूअर क्या बताएंगे, एग्जामिनर क्या बताएंगे, रिव्यूअर और एग्जामिनर वन एट द सेम. थेसिस तो ठीक है, जो भी पॉइंट्स है वाइवा के टाइम पे हम पूछ लेंगे. दिस इज द सेकंड. इफ दिस बी कंडीशन एग्रीज, ही विल टेक सेकंड बॉक्स. थर्ड, थेसिस कैन बी एक्सेप्टेड आफ्टर माइनर मॉडिफिकेशन. वो क्या बोलेंगे, ये जो थेसिस है इसमें मॉडिफिकेशन करना पड़ेगा. मॉडिफिकेशन होने के बाद मुझे फिर से दे दो. Need not be referred me again. मुझे नहीं देना है. After the modification, the thesis need not be referred to me again. So वो एग्जामिनर यहाँ पे टिक करेगा, मतलब स्टूडेंट को, जो भी पीएचडी स्टूडेंट है उनको थेसिस को मॉडिफाई करना है, बट रिव्यूअर को नहीं भेजना है. नेक्स्ट, द थेसिस रिक्वायर्ड मॉडिफिकेशन एंड द थेसिस मे बी रेफर्ड टू मी फॉर फर्दर असेसमेंट. वो क्या कहेंगे, बिफोर वाइवा होस्ट, प्लीज सेंड दिस थेसिस टू मी, I will evaluate. And then you keep viva host date, you fix the date. And the last, the thesis is rejected. The thesis is rejected. Understood? तो ये steps होती है examiner की. Examiner will take a decision whether thesis to accept or thesis to reject. Now, this is the end of the first part of my topic. I will take 2 minutes of break, and if you have any question, we will take 5 minutes of question answer. If you have any doubt, please organizer, if any question are there, you please put in the chat box. If no question, then we'll go for next session. Say for example, a demonstration So my next demonstration is this: use of Mendeley, reprints and permission, use of web of knowledge. ये मैं आपको demonstrate करूंगा. तो यदि इसके कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो आप मुझे पूछ सकते हैं. We'll have 2 minutes of break. If no question, I go to next topic because half an hour is with me. I will go all this discussion within the 30 minutes of time. Any doubt? Please ask. Any doubt to anyone?
Sir, one question is in the chat box. Yes, so they're asking about is there any entrance exam passing, or we can directly go for the PhD directly after MTech?
Is it require any entrance exam passing? Now, SVNIT Surat, you see, all this depends on the different policies of university. SVNIT Surat had GATE mandatory so far. Now, from this May 2024, the GATE exam will not be compulsory. If any candidate is not even passed GATE examination anytime in the past, can admit for PhD full time. And once he or she admit for a full time, he will be eligible for stipend, irrespective of whether he or she qualified GATE exam or not. And written test is depends on entrance test. It depends on how many candidates call for an admission. For example, if the candidates are less, the department may directly go for interview without entrance exam. So it is all discretion of the department. It's again no common rules to IITs, NITs. It's all depends on institute to institute. Any doubt? Can I go to next step now? So I will just show you the use of Mendeley very shortly because many points I have to cover. So I just this is Mendeley. So this is first point, use of Mendeley. This is a referencing software. The Mendeley desktop. You go and download the Mendeley desktop. Here you go and here you go to Mendeley desktop. Download this Mendeley desktop. Go to download. Okay, Mendeley desktop. You download. See, download Mendeley reference manager for desktop. You have to download, then you will see this kind of screen, and you can add some papers. For example, here it is add. You add wherever paper you want to add. Any paper you want to add, you go to folder, specific folder and add. So see, in my case, I have added around, if I control A, I have added 854 papers. Now this is data gathering software. If I want to use any of the paper, I can read this paper in a single click. For example, see this paper, study of forming limit diagram prediction for anisotropic sheet metal using Gurson model in MK method. If I want to read this paper, I just double click it. It will come. Otherwise, if I want to read this paper, I have to search this paper where I have saved in C drive, D drive. It is very difficult. Therefore, this particular toolbox very good. If you say, for example, you want to see year-wise paper, so here, see, I am getting paper 2022, recent paper, the last year, 2022. If you go see 2021 papers, so new papers you can see at the first click, just up to down. यहाँ पे mention नहीं किया है तो इसलिए नहीं. देखो 1951 का भी पेपर है मेरे पास. On the experimental attention optical condition. See, Journal of Royal Statistical Society Series B. The paper is written by GEP Box KB Wilson in the year 1951. So that's what I want to say you, that say for example, this paper, Theory of Illustrative Plasticity, this particular, this is not a paper, but it's a book. Let us consider this book. Book also you can see. But now is 1979. Okay, 1992. You can see. Journal of Intelligent Manufacturing, 1992. Volume 3, page number 229 to 235. neural network method for modeling and control of welding processes. Right? It is 1992. So here you can have a lot of things you can do it here. Understood? And if you want to cite something, for example, you want to cite this paper here. Here, if you click it, you will get all details. Here it is title of the paper. Then who are the authors of this paper? Then year and journal. See, journal name is here. It is missing. So what you going to do here? Journal name is missing. Then you okay. Journal name why it is missing? Because here it is not given. यहाँ पे जो description है, the description what it is there in the journal page, it will extract all. Now यहाँ पे नहीं है, तो you have to fill it manually, and you have to use tag. Tag means, say for example, if I tag, say for example, orthotropic. The paper title is orthotropic. I give this tag of orthotropic. Copy. I give this tag to orthotropic. Control B. Now I close all the papers, and I want to use the paper which is I have given tag orthotropic. Okay. अभी मैं क्या करता हूं, सारे पेपर को डिलीट कर देता हूं. ना देखो मैंने सारे पेपर को डिलीट कर दिया. अब मुझे एक पेपर चाहिए जिसका मैंने टैग दिया ऑर्थोट्रोपिक. सी फिल्टर बाय माय टैग, और इसमें ऑर्थोट्रोपिक में जाओ. ओ सी ऑर्थोट्रोपिक आ गया पेपर. डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ स्ट्रेस इंटेंसिटी फैक्टर फॉर क्रैक्स इन ऑर्थोट्रोपिक कंपोजिट मटेरियल. तो दिस इज वेरी गुड सॉफ्टवेयर टू फाइंड आउट द पेपर्स. क्लियर? देखो इतने सारे मेरे पेपर है, बट एनी पेपर, फॉर एग्जांपल एनी पेपर दे हैव यूज्ड कोकोनट ऑयल एज अ लुब्रिकेंट. आई जस्ट यूज कोकोनट. यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं लुब्रिकेंट ड्राई कोकोनट ऑयल. कोकोनट ऑयल और यूज एज अ लुब्रिकेंट. Select it. Now you can see the paper is written by Raju, C. Raju, Sathya Narayanan. Application of hybrid optimization technique in multiple single sheet, single point incremental forming process. Now here you can see that they have used coconut oil as a lubricant. Now it is very difficult कि कौन से पेपर में coconut oil use किया है. Now if I see the coconut, you can have these papers. Even you can go the coconut. See coconut oil use as a lubricant. So this is very good data handling tool. For example, you want to cite any paper, you just have to click it. See copy as formatted citation. इसको cite करना है, copy as formatted citation. File, new. देखो cite हो गया, आपने कॉपी कर लिया. देखो क्विज जेड, सेंड्रिक जिया, रेजन एफ, किरीदेना वी, गाउ यल, मॉडलिंग एंड वैलिडेशन ऑफ डिफॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस इंक्रीमेंटल शीट फॉर्मिंग. जर्नल नेम जर्नल ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेसेस, वॉल्यूम नंबर 15, पेज नंबर 236 टू 241, ईयर 2013. तो सारा डिटेल यहाँ पे आ गया. पहले क्या करना पड़ता था, हर चीज के लिए आपको टाइप करना पड़ता था. द रेफरेंसिंग इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. एंड मेरे पास अभी वो इंसर्ट साइटेशन, अभी देखो मैं यहाँ पे है शायद, है ना, इंसर्ट साइटेशन. यस, अभी मैं आपको एक चीज दिखाता हूं. फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे पास कुछ ये है. अभी फॉर एग्जांपल एक पेपर है, मैं ये एक पेपर है मेरा, और मैं ये पेपर को कॉपी कर लेता हूं. फॉर एग्जांपल जस्ट टेक एन एग्जांपल. ये डिलीट कर देता हूं. नाउ आई हैव रिटन सम पेपर. हाँ, ये मैंने पेपर लिखा है. फॉर एग्जांपल हियर इट इज रिटन. देखो, although the punch is free to rotate, the sheet causing its heating results in elongation of the grain size of the formed material compared to these materials and twin boundary generated along the face. For example, I am talking about twin boundary and I want to cite this sentence, twin boundary generated along the face. हाँ, तो मुझे साइट करना है. तो मैं क्या करूंगा, यहाँ पे क्लिक करो, go to insert citation, and here go to Mandal, and here twin boundary. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये नहीं सर्च कर दें, बेटर एक काम करो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द माइक्रोस्कोपी एग्जामिन हाई प्यूरिटी टाइटेनियम ग्रेड 2 एल्यूमिनियम लो मैग्निफिकेशन ऑफ 20 माइक्रोमीटर Figures reveal that primary alpha grains intermix with the small but measurable pockets of beta grains shows by bright and dark colors respectively. So for example, I want to cite here paper for titanium. Suppose I want to cite it. So go to citation, go to Mandal, titanium. So titanium. So for example, titanium grade 2. Titanium alloy. For example, this paper, I want to cite it. Go here and say, click here, select this paper, and say cite. Dekho, cite ho gaya. Now come here, and here you write your references, and here insert bibliography. See, वो paper यहाँ पे cite हो गया. So 1 number paper have cited. If you want to change it, select here and select any American Medical Association IEEE. Generally IEEE preferred. Say IEEE. देखो change हो गया. For example, I want to use one other paper is there. Then go here, select this, edit citation. Okay, go to Mandal. For example, I want to use these 2 paper. Titanium grade 2 का suppose 2 paper है. Just an example, cite. So see, ये भी आ गया देखो 1 and 2. Understood? First paper. जो paper मैंने यहाँ पे select किए थे, देखो Pekka, Lehtinin and Vivek Kumar Barnaval. Okay, so so citation is become very easy. Okay, so this is very useful Mandal. So those who want to young researcher go to use and and it is free of cost. It is not expensive. You can go and download it, and even you can my publication, you can save your publication. Whatever publication you have, you can save it. So for example, you want to this option is very good. Tag, for example, accuracy. So one of my student name is Sudarshan, so I have written tag accuracy Sudarshan. It means that Sudarshan will refer this paper for his some study related to accuracy. Understood? ANA spring back. So someone is interested in spring back, he will read this paper, which is talking about spring back and tensile strength of 2A97 aluminum alloy during age forming. Understood? So this is all about Mandal. You can explore this Mandal more in detail if you want to go for this. Next, my topic is all about reprint and permission. If you want to use any figure or image, you have to go for reprint. Just I will be giving an example. Say for example, I'm typing Journal of Material Processing Technologies. Material Processing. IJMPT. This is very reputed journal. Let us click it. So once you click it, here it is option. Say for example, you go to any paper. So view articles. Say for example, suppose you take this evolution of axial magnetic field. Open the paper. Oh. See here, suppose this paper, and you want to use this figure. See, if you want to use this figure number 1, and you want to use this figure in your paper, but ethically you should have to take permission for this figure. How to take permission for this figure is, go here and go get rights and contents. Get rights and contents. Okay. Here it is asking, then sign in. Network, see, sign in. See, here you have to select. You want to use this particular any figure. Say for example, here I said the figure number 1, you want to use it. Go here and select rent this content or what? Use this content. Use in journal. For example, you are writing some journal or book. Select appropriate option. Reuse in textbook. So here it is reuse in textbook or journal. I have selected it and then use this. Say for example, I am क्या हो आप क्या हो? You are say non-commercial company, academic educational institute. Okay. So आप क्या मांग रहे हो? राइट मांग रहे हो कि मुझे वो पर्टिकुलर यूज करना है मेरे पेपर के लिए. तो आप कौन से जर्नल में? आई एम इंटेंडेड पब्लिशर ऑफ न्यू वर्क इन. आपका जो पेपर आप कर रहे हो कौन से जर्नल में पब्लिश कर रहे हो? तो यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट दिस पर्टिकुलर पब्लिशर नेम. से फॉर एग्जांपल स्प्रिंजर नेचर में कर रहे हो तो सिलेक्ट स्प्रिंजर नेचर. ओके. आपको क्या सिलेक्ट करना है? व्हाट यू वांट टू यूज इट? See, I want to use figure, na? So let us see a figure. Then it will ask what is my number of figures. So figure number 1. So use 1. My figure number of figures. One figure ही use करना है. Okay. Make a selection. इसमें करना है both print and electronic. Print electronic. I am author. मैं इस पेपर का author हूँ. कौन सा पेपर? Effect of axial magnetic. इसका I am not the author of this paper, so say no. I am translating. Whether I am translating, no. Currency, मेरा currency कौन सा है? INR is not the option, so you use USD and go to quick price. It will ask price. See, it is saying that price is 0. You no need to pay. So go to continue. जैसे आप continue करोगे, एक step जाओगे, let us say continue. तो आपको email आ जाएगा. देखो, यहाँ पे. Okay? You will get email. देखो, title of new work. तो आपका जो whatever research you are doing, your title of your new chapter or new journal, you have to write it. Lead author का नाम लिखो and you have to write when it is expecting publication. और continue करोगे तो जो email से आप register किए हो, see here it is written Amrut Mulay. So ये मेरा ये है login है. तो मुझे email आ जाएगा permission का कि ये particular figure 1 use करने के लिए आपको permission दी जाती है. Then I am using that figure in my research paper, and below that figure I will be writing in bracket using figure permission from stranger. That also I will show you. My publication. Okay, इसमें नहीं होगा शायद. Yes, say for example, principle of single point increment of forming. In bracket, you have to write permission is taken from Springer. Okay, that you have to mention it in the bracket. Your paper is not able to open. Otherwise, I would have shown you. Understood? So the second topic is completed. Turnitin platform. Turnitin is all about finding out the plagiarism. So you have to go here, Turnitin. But Turnitin is chargeable. Turnitin is not free. So go to Turnitin. So www.turnitin.com. Once you click it, see, just go for login. Here it is account, say login. So here you have to add, say for example, this is add a view here. This is the already add assignment. So here go more action, submit. Submit. Just I will show you. Say for example, a non-enrolled student. First name, say Dr. Amrut Mulay. Submission title, ABC, ABCD. choose from my computer, go to my computer, this PC, and just go here and say, for example, so paper submitted, and here it is, Samir, or say, say, um, say for example, ये manuscript edited. I will just click it and say upload. Now you just see, we will get, see, it is going to upload. It will show you how many number of word count in your manuscript. Understood? You say, see, it is 16 pages, size is 1.33 megabyte, word count is 6,744, character count is 34,492. You just confirm it and go to assignment. देखो, ये अभी सबमिट हुआ है, अमृत मुले, टाइटल इज ABCD, एंड 23 फरवरी 2023. ये जैसे आपको डिलीट करने होंगे, यू कैन डिलीट इट. ये प्रीवियस सबमिशन से, if you do not want to use it here, you just delete it. You just go and delete from inbox. Okay, delete. Now see how much plagiarism, 79%. इतना कैसे आ गया देखते. ये plagiarism इसलिए आ गया क्योंकि this paper is already published. This paper is already published. Therefore, it is showing all plagiarism. It is showing plagiarism. You can see it is already published. Therefore, it is giving 79% plagiarism. Now here you can download the report. Current view. It will be downloaded. See. You will see this. Open the file. See. This is the paper title, ABCD by Amrut Mulay. Now here you can see that everything is red. So red indicate means it is plagiarized content. So here you can see that. So here you can see that. See, this is my paper. Amrut Mulay, Hiral Hirani, Sudarshan Kumar Chaudhary, numerical modeling optimization with novel process parameter, incremental forming of disease report sheet. This is already published in Journal of Material Engineering and Performance. So it is showing 73% plagiarism. It recently published 2022. It will show you the plagiarism content. Understood? And this is very good tool to check the plagiarism. I hope that you understand about Turnitin. Find a good journal. So elsewhere has a facility to find the journal. So you have to Google it. You just have to Google it. Elsewhere journal finder. Click it. Find journals elsewhere journal finder. So for example, I have I have some work, selection of tools, hole size, development of critical implants, titanium grade 2 perforated sheet during flexible tileless forming process. Now what I will do is, I will take this title, copy. I have to just paper title, enter, paper title, find journal. And here you go again. And for example, where is that? Yes. Abstract को भी आप क्या करो? Copy paste करो. Copy paste abstract. Okay. And find journals. So see which journal is good. The first journal, it is showing that materials today proceeding. Acceptance rate is 68%. Means if 100 papers submitted to this journal, 68 papers get accepted. And time for first decision, 7 weeks. Time for publication, 19 weeks. it is best match. Okay, you can see second, procedure engineering, Journal of Manufacturing Processes, Journal of Material Processing Technology, Precision Engineering, Journal of Manufacturing Science and Technology, Journal of Material Research Technology. So these are the journals related to your best match. Okay, so you can hear even you use this particular, so you can, it's like a Flipkart or Amazon, right? It's shopping. You can time for first decision. So if you want a very quick journal, you up to 4 weeks. So it will show you the journals which gives a quick decision for your paper. So it's all. Next topic of, so you understand how to find the good journal. Use of SciMago web page. So SciMago is like a journal quality indicator. So go to SciMago, SCIMAGO, just click it. Say for example, you have Journal of Material Engineering and Performance. Just click it. It says that ये ऐसा कोई जर्नल नहीं है. Okay, तो let us हम क्या करते हैं, Journal of Materials Engineering and Performance करते हैं. Now, okay, yeah, Material Engineering, yeah, Journal of Materials Engineering and Performance. Now you can see that, see the trend. Okay, this is self citation, trend of self citation and total citation. And see this particular reviews, or say people will ask questions and it will be answered by SciMago team. So here it is said that it is Q2 journal of material science. So Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, these are the quality of journals. If Q1, it means that it is a good quality. Q2 is slightly lesser quality. Q3 is slightly lesser quality. And last is Q4. Understood? If this is the journal, so you will get journal information. H index is 72. I will not go in depth in what is the H index, what is the impact factor and all. Say for example, you use any other journal, strength of materials. Say strength of materials. See the journal, strength of materials. See, it will show you related journals. See, I click strength of material. Let us check how the journal is. See, H index is 23. It is publisher is Springer. Is subject area is mechanics of materials. Country is United States. Strength of materials. Okay, and see information editor Q means this is based on Ukraine. This is why it is say United Kingdom, because publisher is Springer. Okay, publishing partner. Here you can see that. Here you can see that. See, it is a category of Q3 category. It means that it is slightly poor performing journal than the previous Journal of Material Engineering Performance. If it is a Q1 journal, then it is good journal. So you can also select the quality of journal by this site, SciMago. Here you can go, say for example, Materials and Design is very reputed journal. Materials and Design. Let us check Materials and Design. Materials and Design. So journal is from Netherlands. Okay, so let us check the quality. See Q1 Materials and Miscellaneous Q1 journal. Understood? So I shown you Q1, Q2 and Q3 quality of journal. This is very important. So you can go to this site scimagojr.com. scimagojr.com. Use of article submission. Article submission कैसे करना है? That I think is very time is very short. So article submission is you have to go to journal website and read it. Every journal it has its own policy for submission. For example, Journal of Material Engineering and performance. Let us go to this journal of material engineering performance. You have to create an account. I have already an account, so I just log in. Okay, this is not the way. Journal of material engineering performance, authors, and yes, journal authors, submission, author submission. Okay, submission, submit a manuscript. Here you can see already I have one account. Oh, sorry, it is not taking. You can take this. Yes, now you can see already I have communicated some articles. Here you can see that influence of tool size and step depth on the formability behavior of AA1050, AA60C1T6, AA70756 by SPI process. Awaiting AA recommendation. It means that the task completed. Means it is under review. Understood? A decision making framework model for single point incremental forming. So I submitted 2 papers. Submission, you go to start a new submission, begin submission, then continue with pre-filling. Now here you have to use it. Whether it's technical article, review, title, subtitle, abstract, manuscript, go and submit. And this process you have to follow. File upload, attributes. Say for example, what are the keywords of your paper? Authors. So authors कौन से आपके पेपर में? See author. See Sudarshan Chaudhary, Vijay Gadak, Hiral Hirani, Ashish Joshi, Andres Kochanda. So you have to add the sequence of author. Do you want to suggest some reviewers? Then you can add the reviewer's name. You want so these are the cover letter. You have to write a cover letter. So cover letter is for editor. You have to write a cover letter. Okay. Whether it is a special issue, you should you take appropriate decision and save and continue. And finally, you can go for submit. Once you submit it, then it will go for review. If it is accepted at the editorial level. Understood? So you have to see this. Article submission. PhD rules in NITs and IITs. I would like to show that NIT Surat has its own rule. You can see every doctoral school has its own rules. See, academic regulation for doctoral programs, Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology. These are the all approved rules by the BOG and Senate. See, you have to go through all these rules, full-time rule, part-time rule. What are the different categories for PhD? How much is the stipend? How many leaves are permitted in a year? What are the publication criteria? For example, if I control F, if I see SCI, no, here it is not possible with the image file, scan copy, but I go to NIT Warangal rules. I have downloaded for you. See, National Institute of Technology, Warangal. Okay. Now, rules and regulation of PhD program with effective for 21-22. Let us control F. I go for, suppose, index. Scopus, if I want to scopus. See, what is written? This is very important rule. Prior to pre-synopsis seminar, a scholar is required to have at least 2 research papers published or accepted for publication in SCI, SCIE, ESCI, Scopus, and open access journals of SCI with at least 1 publication in SCI. Okay, at least 1 publication in SCI. Scholars from School of Management shall publish 2 papers in SCI, SCIE, ESCI, Scopus, open access journals of SCI, ABD journals with at least 1 publication in ABD journals. ये जो कुछ rules है ना, that you have to read these rules very carefully before taking an admission to any of the universities in India and abroad. Every university has the separate rules and regulation for their PhD program. Understood? Next. Outside DST, when you take any admission to any institute and you are performing your PhD or working for your PhD, outside story writing competition is there, where you can write the story. See, the outside is this is a story writing competition. You can see that you can write a story. So you can even see what are the different story. You can take the part in the competition. My students also participated in many of the competition, and you can read the different story which are award-winning story. Award-winning story. Say for example, I say you can see that award-winning story. See, apart from your research paper writing, you can write your story in the form of story. And the first prize is, you can see, first prize is 1 lakh rupees, second prize is 50,000, third prize is 25,000, and 100 prizes for 10,000 in PhD category. And postdoctoral category also there are some prizes. So you have ample opportunities provided by Department of Science and Technology, and anyone from government institute, private institute take part in the competition. It is not like that you are from private institute not taking a part. If your story is excellent, you can also win the prize. Okay, and awarding story also you can see prize categories. Different story also you can read. Different stories, register user, stories evaluated, you can read it. Okay, and this time also my student have participated, and he is waiting for the result. So student have opportunity to apply for OVDF, Overseas Visiting Doctoralship Program. You can go to SIRE, say for example SERB, OVDF. So PhD student go to abroad, and OPDF, sorry, OVDF है, postdoctoral program भी है, and visiting doctoral fellowship, overseas visiting doctoral fellowship. So you can read more about this OVDF. PhD student to go abroad and go for research. Here they have mentioned 2 universities: Purdue University, University of Alberta in Canada. So one university from USA, one university of Canada. You can apply to that university, and you can perform your research work in the university. Actually, the deadline will open every year. It will open. Actually, 2022 deadline is been closed 18 November. So this year you can apply in the month of September if you are performing PhD. And so you please go through rules and regulation. Everything is funded from the ministry. Okay. So this is some benefits you may get if you join for the PhD program in India. Any other relevant question, I will be happy to address. So I'm going to my presentation, and thank you. If you have any question, please ask. Please ask if any question you have. I hope that 2 hours may be helpful to you, and it will excel in your career. So those who are interested for PhD program or any other insight, you can write me an email. I'm providing my email to you, and also I just show you my website. Just you have to go to SVNIT Mechanical Engineering. I hope that you see my screen. SVNIT Surat, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and here is the faculty, and you have to control F. Yes, so you go to my web page. So here the web page, you can see about my journey of research. Here it is my motivation letter. I'm keep on updating this site with publication and all. So these are my publications, conferences, book chapters. These are some of the what research we are going to do. These are see the research and some extracurricular activities which we do here at SVNIT and outside the world. So these are my contact details. If you want any further information, you can write me a mail on. Better to write on our official email ID. And I am BOS member at Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. It's Autonomous Institute, and Shri Guru Govind Singh Institute, Nanded, Government Institute in Maharashtra. I hope that this particular session is helpful. If any doubt, you may write me an email or contact the organizers. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Now this is the vote of thanks. So good evening to all, and it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those, particularly Professor Vijay Kumar Dabhade sir, who worked really very hard for making this session successful. Myself, Dr. Digvijay Patil, on the behalf of Nutan College of Engineering and Research, extend my sincere thanks to our guest speaker, Dr. Amrut Mulay sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the faculty development program. Today, we had an opportunity to hear about the research journey from Mr. or Mrs. to the doctor, and this will surely encourage us in all our future PhD work. Sir have touched all the aspects of the PhD students, guide, nature of admissions, and his surviving environment, all aspects. So this information will truly help us in research. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants for listening patiently. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.